Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Now, welcome back, everybody. So how are you feeling today? We're doing a check-in here. What are you feeling? A lot of people have a bad attitude. Just in general, they approach life with a negative view of things. And once you start going down that road, you branch off into different streets and avenues down that road of more negativity. We're going to talk about people that approach things with that bad attitude. She wants you to take that road to success. That's what she's all about. Her website is even called Wanda, roadtosuccess.com. Her mission is not just to empower and educate, but also strengthen you and your family. And she is back with us. Dr. Wanda Thomas is on the program. Hey, Wanda, how you doing?
Hey, Steve, I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm really good today. Love this topic because the bad attitude, many of us, and let's face it, life happens. Sometimes you may get up on the wrong side of bed, have, a little negative feel going on there. Mm-hmm. How would you define that bad attitude? And would you say that if people are in one, that it just continues? It just you can't get away from it once you've started with a negative look at things?
So here's the thing about all of our attributes. It can start from the womb. It can start from the crib. Or it can start in your adolescence because of loss of loved ones or some kind of transition that may have took place that wasn't pleasant. And then you can it could happen in your adulthood. Start from your job. It's so many variations. So to define a bad attitude, you can develop it from those many sources. So where do one stand with that? How, do you wake up, like you said, do you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, but you really are a great person? Do you stay there? Like you said earlier, the world, takes a turn and it changes you. All sorts of things just happens in our lives that keeps us on that same negative track. But we can change that. No matter where you are in this bad attitude, or did it just happen within a year? Have you been like this all your life? Because you do have, Steve, you have some people that just are mean. I remember before I even became a Christian, this a coworker, she was mean. I think I had mentioned this, but she always comes up because she was the one. She's the type of person that could stop someone from growing because you think that you're the one in fault. Just me walking past her desk, she gave me a look like I just stole something from her. She was, this woman, and she was she was an usher at church, and she was proud of that and wore her white dress every day at work, and she was just mean, and I've never met anyone in my life like that. And I said, oh, wow, that's a Christian. I definitely don't want to be a Christian, So you have people that can deroute you from your purpose, from your goals, because of what you're learning from them, from what you're seeing, So it can come from many variations. Having a bad attitude, it could have been endowed in you. It could have been something you learned from through the years, or something you just picked up. So where do you stand? How do you feel about that, Steve? Have you ever had bad attitudes? Have you ever stepped on the back of somebody to get where you want to go?
Of course. You can't. There's no human being that could say no to that question. And it could be somebody who did you wrong, and then you're wishing bad things for them. So they're just, I believe wherever it comes from, the negativity just breeds more negativity. It just happens that way. I believe a vicious cycle once you go again down that road of negativity.
And you know what, Steve? That can be with anything. But everything can be changed and transformed. Every situation. Despite what one may say and what's happening in their lives, every situation, there's not one person on this planet that cannot change from bad attributes and character to good attributes and character. I'm a big believer in that. And again, you hear me say this all the time. I wear my Christian hat, like a flag. I don't run around telling everyone I'm a Christian. I don't have to. I let my actions speak. I let my behavior speak for me. And they be like, where are you from? Do you go to church? They ask me the questions. I don't even have to tell them because of how I treat people. Because I treat myself with kindness and love. And I nurture my own personality. Every day I have to nurture. Every day I have to pray to, Lord, please don't let me cuss this person out. Please. People do folks do some stuff that you don't have to allow them to control you.
Well, let's go there in regard to what you asked me. Have you ever gotten up on the wrong side of the bed and maybe intentionally did somebody wrong?
Oh, my God. Absolutely. Has it been recently? No. But I can say let me say this. I do this. I always tell people I evolve every day. Every day, every week, I'm changing my song. Every day, every week, I'm growing into something different. I don't want to do what I did yesterday if I did it badly or I said something badly to someone unintentionally, but nevertheless, I still did it. We slip up all the time. None of us are perfect. So I wake up trying to prepare myself. Oh, Lord, don't let me get through this day. I thank you for wonderful people. I start putting it in the atmosphere before I even get out to bed that people are great. They're wonderful. They mean well. They're good. So that's how I start off with affirmations every day to change not only my mindset and my walk, but to change anyone I'm going to come in contact with. I want to permeate any atmosphere I go into. So to answer your question, I have. And when I do, and I hate it, Steve, because when I do, I have to apologize. That's my growth. That's how I constantly keep growing. Because what I learned about people, they don't like to admit when they're wrong. And that's one of my strengths. I admit when I'm wrong. I even call you up and say, you know what? What I said, I meant it, but how I went about it, I do apologize. You didn't deserve that. I do that all the time with my girlfriend, and I love it because it strengthens me and builds character for me, so I can continue to keep growing and always send love out into the universe.
I'm going to address just what you said there, and I recently did that in dealing with somebody who has done some somewhat unspeakable things in my world over the years. And I just got to a point where, and they say that, forgiveness is so important. Sent him a text that just said, I forgive you. I wish you love and light and whatever, the universe has for you in a positive way. And that was it. And I have to tell you, from sending that text, it's almost refocused me where I don't send any negative texts. I don't react in a negative way. It's almost as if be gone and be good. That's
absolutely. It. Absolutely. It's nothing. It takes no time to send even if you don't want to verbally approach that person, send a text and say, I'm sorry. I apologize. That is a step to a beginning of a new life for someone who never, ever apologized for their wrongs. And you got people who will not admit. They'll dance around it, but they will never admit that they're wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
so 100%.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you can, because it's like something came alive, and you release something that was always in you when you able to say something kind, or you forgave that person or asked for forgiveness, that is the beginning of a whole new transformation.
Yep.
People don't understand that. But you got to start somewhere by just saying, I'm sorry. Even if you don't know how to say it, the point you said it, that's the beginning, because people just really don't say it.
They don't. And we also get stuck on the past, what somebody did, what happened. All right, great. I get it. You know, if it wasn't good, it didn't go the way you really wanted. Okay, fine.
That's right.
But
absolutely,
it's not going to change anything.
No, not. It starts with us. We have to take that first step. If you want your child, it starts at home with the parents. You can't tell your child, don't go out there smoke and drink and fornicate and all this. And here you are, if you're a single parent, whether it's the male or female, you with the father or mother, and you sleeping and got all these folks coming out of your house. You cannot expect your teenager, if you will, to go out and not do the same thing. But what's so ironic about that is then you got a kid who will actually do the opposite of what they see their parents do. And I've seen that a lot as well. So the mind is really funny. You can't predict it. You know, it's really unpredictable because you don't know. You may have two kids around the same age, maybe a year apart or whatever, raised the same way, same family, whatever the case may be, and this one is just going to the right and this one is going to the left, and yet they see the same thing. They hear the same thing, and nevertheless, this one's going to the left, this one is going to the right. So you can't really predict. There is no manuscript, if you will. It's just not. You have to take people. Some people are just wired a different way, and you have to take the good with the bad and hope that those you do run into with the wrong mindset, that they can just be reformed, if you will, by not so much what you're telling them what to do, but by your actions. Action speaks so much louder than words, and I'm a big believer on action. Words for me are very cheap. It sounds nice, you love me, you know, I'm going to do this, you know, and then when it don't happen, I don't even get disappointed because action speaks louder for me than just mere words.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show me stuff. Don't just say it. That's why I'm very, very careful with the words that I say to people, because I want to, once I commit, I'm committed. Instead of trying to reach out months later and say, I forgot. Do you forgive me? I'm going to be honest. I hate all that apology. Stop apologizing. Then start doing the right thing. You don't have to apologize every 2 seconds, you know? So I practice what I preach. Now, at times, I will fall short, but it's very rare. Very rare. So I hold people accountable because I want you to hold me accountable.
How do you stay positive?
Again, I get up. I get up out of my bed after a great sleep. And depending how I'm sleeping, because I have very bad sleep habits because I've worked so long overnight, the night shift into the morning. So that means when everybody's out at the beach at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm in the bed. So I can be at work at 11. So because of it, my sleep habit is so bad, but it's getting better. And when I do get a good night's sleep, I'm like, oh, my God. I wake up saying, oh, my God. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry, Stephen. It's almost like some good love making, if you will. Oh, this sleep is so good. Father, thank you. That's how I wake up. I can wake up now. Before, I used to wake up like, oh, God, I am so tired. My body is aching. So, and I sit on the side of the bed on those bad days like that, and I'm literally revving myself up just so I can change my mindset. Because if I get out to bed and start going about my day, and I'm thinking about stressors and how my body is hurting, how tired. Oh, I don't want to go to this job. I promise you, Steve, that is how my day is going to go. And then you wonder why your coworkers getting on your nerve, the boss is getting on your nerve, the clients is getting on your nerve.
Oh, yeah.
Because you started this.
You asked for it.
Yeah. So now what I do, before I walk out my door, I put a prayer of protection around me on my car when I'm driving up and down the road, because you got to remember, you got these folks out on the road that will run you off every second, so you already preparing for that. Before I walk out my door, I'm already just praying over everybody, everything, even my actions I'm going to do when I walk in the place. And I promise you, when I walk in, hey, Miss Wanda, hi, and smiles from the ones who don't smile. And I'll be like, Lord, that ain't nothing but you. Because that's just that prayer I put out in the universe. Touch them, Lord, the staff, the client, touch me, because I deal with behavior. And these teenagers are a doozy.
I truly love what you said about you're waking up on the wrong side of the bed from the beginning of your day. Mm-hmm. You've already asked the universe to set the stage for that negativity. And
absolutely.
You're asking for it. You're bringing it into your life. So why would you want to start at that point? And I get it. We all go through challenges. I totally understand that. But just change it around. Mm-hmm. It's a place of negativity. Why start your day that way?
Absolutely. And you can start your day like that, having a bad attitude. And again, and some people just innate it in them with a bad attitude. You can find a cheery, teenager, and you can find just a negative teenager. What's the difference? Y'all all hanging in the same group or in the same age group, if you will, but hey, different strokes for different folks. Yes. People are just, different. You can't put everybody in the same box. It doesn't matter. Not in this time of day. What used to be is not. What used to be white is not white. What used to be black is not black. You can't even look at things like that anymore. It has so many moving parts, and you have to strip it. You got to strip it to the bottom. You have to start building it up. When I talk to people and just, even if they didn't go through because I'm in behavior, I deal with a lot of kids and mainly teenagers, and the trauma, I'm still sorry for what they had to go through with their growing and developing brain and not understanding everything but knowing what had happened to them. You have to have empathy for people. A lot of times what one does is not that they woke up and said, I'm going to do this. Is sometimes they didn't have a choice, or these were the cards that were dealt to them. So if that has happened, and with that said, now what do you do to change? Let's change it. Now you already know all these triggers. You know all of these issues. Now what do you do about it? And that's where I come in, Steve. I get it. I've been around the best. I've been around the greatest. I get it. And I don't judge. But now, how do we change that? How do we change that narrative? And you got to start with you.
I feel it's almost call it conditioning, a mindset where you need to, it's not going to be overnight. You can't eradicate the negativity immediately if you've lived your life that way for many years. But once you once you catch yourself using even negative words, like, for example, never use the word but could be the most negative word in English. It negates everything you say before it. I try not to say it. Like, for example, Seattle is a great vacation, but it's cold.
There you go.
Like, wah, wah. Really?
That conjunction already set you up.
Exactly.
That's it. Let's take the but equation.
Substitute it for
Seattle's
and.
Absolutely.
See,
and it's beautiful. It's always cold.
Right. Seattle's a great vacation, and it's a little cold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now you've identified that it's a little colder, but it's still a great vacation. You didn't take anything away from it. I look at it that the word and little kids, you never hear them say but. It's always, I went to the ice cream store and they had so many different flavors and I was able to get an ice cream cone and it was so delicious and it made me feel good. You don't hear the word but.
Because they haven't lived long enough yet.
Right. Exactly. It's so true, though. It really is. Yeah.
They haven't lived long enough, so you get cynical. When you live long enough.
Right.
Well, honestly, that's not true, because these kids are cynical. You don't even have to get our age anymore. It's so much thrown on them. They made them older and grew up quicker than they need to.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to be children. And I'm so grateful that I literally, like I told you last week, I was able to be a child, a teenager, a kid, a young adult, and learn my own errors and my mistakes, and in the interim of that, I really had just a good, positive networking group around me. My friends and her parents, my friends, my mom, and how she raised me, and I just took all of that. And I just groomed myself. It's like I swallowed it up, mixed it up in a Tootsie Roll, and just ate it up, and I just went out and I licked it.
Love that. You know what? Never stop being a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, I'm a big kid, too.
Same.
I'm a big kid, Steve. I do everything. I'm getting ready to go to Greece. I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to go to Greece and on June. Sorry.
I wish my dog was here.
No.
I can't bring him because when the air conditioning kicks in, it makes a certain noise. He's very chill, but it makes a thud noise. And he gets just scared, like he shakes. He's rock solid, but that's the only noise. So can't bring him in here. We're out of time. I could just keep going.
All the time. Yeah. All the time.
How do we connect with you, Wanda? How do we find you?
Well, again, as always, please reach me at WandaRoadToSuccess.com, or you can call me 732-900-7362. And let me throw this out there real quick. Again, like I said, Steve, I'm also doing showcases. I'm getting plenty of calls now. We want to do the first show by the second week. We're doing a mini American Idol starting right here in East Orange, New Jersey.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that.
Absolutely. I'm getting a lot of calls now. Oh, my God. We got so many rewards and prizes for the winner. Just all kinds of stuff that upcoming artists are looking to do. Developing them, getting them gigs, building them, the whole nine. It's just so much involved. But that's how you can reach me. Go to my website. I'm trying to constantly keep it updated. I haven't even put that information on it yet. I'm still trying to put my other information on it, but it's going to get there. That's how you can reach out to me.
Cool. Wanda, roadtosuccess.com. You never stop. You are like a kid. You have the energy of a kid. Love it.
I do. Thank you. Oh. You as well, Steve. It takes one to know one.
You have no idea how old I am, so leave it at that.
That's all right. I can hear it in your spirit and your energy.
Yeah, well, I always say I'm a little kid having fun. Got to stay curious, just like kids.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. Love your positivity. We need to bottle it and share it with everybody. And looking forward next time we get together.
Awesome. Me as well.
Hello, this is Dr. Wanda Thomas coming at you with the PBN Podcast News Network. Check me out every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about topics that affect our everyday life.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Now, welcome back, everybody. So, how are you feeling today?
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where does sand come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these two things together? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your guns securely is the best way to prevent family fire, including unintentional shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's this thing called? Can I ride my bike backwards?
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep them safe. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.